Here we go, getting into the first game ever that we are streaming, the first one at all. And as we get right into it, man, they're going to be going right back or right to Mammoth Fortress and getting right into the action, man. Everyone picked up an axe, and it is just a murder scene here. Sheesh.
Kyler is the fourth person to get a weapon, also the only person without an axe this game. You're going to be hearing a lot of axe noises. Hopefully they do not charge per the axe noise, or these players are going to be broke, and they're going to need that first place finish to make it through this one. Nice follow-up from Dummy with the recovery off of the D-Light side air from Kyler. Alice side C goes through, gets punished. Dummy is split, Elsem is split. Nice answer with the weapon toss to take out Elsem off the bottom. Meanwhile, Dummy's still alive in this one.
Yeah, man. I mean, he definitely took a hit from his teammate, but it almost like it put him in a better position to go for that weapon toss. So here he is, and there's going to be a stock, another stock actually getting thrown out. And the only person living is actually the lowest defense on the screen, that Brawlhalla. So that is,
and he gets beautiful follow-up there, right off of Kyler. Continuing, and specifically with axe, you're getting those axe chunks. 2 hits with that is way more than 2 hits with a sword.
Okay, going to be able to make it back, or actually it's getting held off to the side, but Brawlhalla back onto the screen as quick as possible. Dummy trying to make sure he can get some space for Kyler Alice to make it back on stage. Okay.
Elsem is taking so much punishment. Blue team actually rotates off of Elsem to go put pressure on a Doggo, and now Doggo's taking a lot of damage. Kyler reads the low option with a side sig there. Doggo did stay high, but Kyler found a nice side air, sent Doggo over to the left side. Now, one thing I want everybody to notice at home is the name Elsem. That is Bailey. He used to go by the name Bailey on Smash GG, and in-game it is Bailey, though going by a different name of Elsem. His name is actually Elsem Bailey in real life. So don't be confused by that, anybody. This is not a new person.
All right, so hold on now. He's got to make it back to the stage. Weaving through. But wanted a little more. Could have just actually made it back to the stage, I think, there, instead of going for that very aggressive option. So he's going to drop that stock, but with the amount of damage left here onto Doggo, I mean, it's technically somewhat of an even game as long as they don't start taking too much damage on these last stocks. There you go.
The second stock's really kind of got away from Kyler and Dummy on this one. There's the neutral air from Doggo. Completely gets away, wants to immediately press the 2v1 against Dummy, who is the more damage between Dummy and Kyler, hopefully to take him out of the game as quickly as possible. That is going to be the second stock from Doggo, but if Elsem can avoid enough damage, only takes a 2-piece from Dummy's sword, gets a nice axe side air onto Kyler.
Ooh.
That recovery might put him in a bad spot, but Doggo immediately rotated over to provide relief, put him as a wall between Kyler, Dummy, and Elsem.
Okay, Dummy was thinking about trying to go get that weapon, but realized, yeah, he was 1 hit away, and unfortunately, that straight hit still does come through with that axe side air. So it's going to be up to Kyler Alice. There's some good damage onto the field, but it did not matter. That was a short-lived 2v1. Kyler Alice not going to be able to make that happen because Doggo and Elsem looking good in that first game.
Everybody played just pretty well throughout the entire thing. If Kyler could maybe secure a few more kills, he did solid damage, but 4 of the KOs went over to Dummy. Kyler didn't pick up a single one, also doing less damage than his teammate as well. So he's going to have to either step up the damage a little bit more or step up the KOs a little bit more if they're going to find a victory here in the winners finals.
Okay. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and keep it moving here as we go to our next game. It's going to be on the same stage, same characters, no one swapping, and no real reason to. I mean, I feel like that was a pretty even game, regardless of what the stock count looked like at the end with both of them being live. It was still 1 stock for the opponents. So just a couple of adjustments should be able to get them back into this game and get themselves a lead as well.
Yeah, especially on that second stock. That's where it seemed like they had a nice little lead, and then it sort of started to fall apart a little bit. Red team a little bit split over here. Nice damage back and forth among both members of the red team. Look in the top right, TK. So much damage onto Doggo. Very little damage on the blue team.
Yeah, they're definitely playing a lot better. Unfortunately, though, Brawlhalla finding a terrible spot to be hit on, but luckily, Kyler Alice was able to come over there and get the save. Make sure that Brawlhalla gets to see another day, aka Dummy. So Dummy right now, the most hurt for sure on their first stock, but still managed to find a KO first with that that just rare side air right there. Ooh. Wow, at that! Oh, man.
Completely pinballed him off the stage. There is going to be a KO in answer to that, but the red team is so far behind. It's 5 stocks to 3, not in a good spot. They're going to start this off with a nice little 2v1 combo. Doesn't lead to a KO, doesn't put out too much damage, but it's a nice amount. They're going to have to find a lot of instances like that if they're going to bring themselves back into this game. Kyler still has yet to be KO'd on this first stock.
Yeah, man, he is. And he is playing that first stock still so well, too. I mean, avoiding a lot. He's only been taking little tick hits here and there, a couple weapon tosses, maybe a jab. But for the most part, takes it down air.
He's still living, too.
Yeah, no one's there to actually try to punish on the fact that he was that far down. So still living, getting close to that barbecue red. Someone's got to take him out.
You saw how damaged he was. Even the unarmed neutral air almost sent him off screen. He's looking for the KO on Elsem off the top. Sweat beads coming out throughout the down air. Dummy had a nice spot dodge there to get through that one. D-Light Dare doesn't turn into anything. Doggo does finally get the KO onto Kyler, bringing them back into this one. 4 stocks to 2. It could be 3 stocks to 1 here very quickly if both red people on this game so far get taken out.
Yeah, they are hurt in. I thought Kyler was about to get that side air without them looking, because Elsem did just use the recovery. Oh my God, way off from the top, but still goes to the side. Now it is going to be a 2v1, but this is a lot of damage. Doggo not going to be able to make that one back for sure. Actually does make that one back. Surprise. I thought that was going to be an easy edge guard for Dummy, but he must have expected him not to be able to make it either. Okay. Doesn't matter, though. Quick side air. He's out of there. That was a great turnaround there for Kyler Allison Dummy, man. Again, like as I said, the first game, they weren't like getting destroyed or anything. It was just a rough second stock for them, and it seems like they were cleaning up and staying true to that first stock for so long that like it really didn't matter what happened to the rest of the game, man. Yeah,
both Kyler and Dummy did a fantastic job that game. Kyler actually only took 315 damage, and the lion's share of that definitely went towards that first stock. So once that stock was taken away from him, he was just kind of like, I'm not going to get hit the rest of the game hardly at all. You're going to put so much time and effort and moves invested into my first stock, and then you're going to get absolutely nothing the rest of the game. And you saw that reflected on both of the damage numbers from Elsem and Doggo. They were sort of low. They were like low 300s, maybe even a high 200s coming out of that. So good step up from Kyler and great continuation of the work that Dummy did in the first game, continuing that into this game as well. Good damage number, good KO numbers.
Yeah. So, I mean, dude, that was a very exciting match for sure, though. Let's see what we get into on this next one. It's going to be Mammoth Fortress again. I mean, what was I expecting? Here we go. We got a swap over here to Hattori, though, from Elsem, but no swaps anywhere else. You know what? I'm gonna be down with that for the sole fact that I feel like Hattori definitely kind of I feel like she shines well in twos. Has a lot of easy catches that send at great angles for KOs. So let's see if that swap is going to be something that works out for this team, or they're going to have to go back to the drawing board with something else.
Now, he does have a level 61 Hattori that is going to be his 4th highest leveled legend in the entire game. So considerable amount of time spent on this Hattori. And like you said, a very popular pick in 2v2. Has the sword, has the spear, like we've already seen a lot of Brins in this game. So the spear itself is popular. Sword, of course, is popular. So this is going to be a welcome choice for a lot of different players in this game. Going to give him so much movement speed to move around the map, chase his opponent down, rotate over to help his teammate. Nice D-Light Sair. Blue team, Kyler looking to recover back, goes to the wall, then gets onto the main platform. You see him jumping really high. Wants to give Dummy time to spawn back in so Kyler doesn't get caught in a grounded 2v1 combo. Finds a nice neutral signature. Doesn't quite KO off the top.
Actually very surprised. She was flying super fast, but still just enough for that blast zone left for her to be able to make it back. However, though, will not be able to survive another one of those, or mostly a Sair. Yep, I was going to say that Sair is going to be coming through, and there it is. Same thing for Bryn, too, though. She ends up getting hit by another raw Sair. That could be it as well. However, though, the double almost hitting, and they're still putting the pressure on, though. Wait a minute.
He's going to have to dare.
Yes! There it is. That's going to be nice. Right there, the red team with a solid lead. That double KO definitely going to do them some justice on this third game.
Elsem was able to just ride that ground pound. He knew the down air was going to have to come out to move Dummy over to the wall, so he could just ride that all the way down, pick up that easy ground pound for the easy cleanup. There's another dare from Elsem. He's going to completely disengage, get back to the main platform, keep himself safe, so he's not in between both members of the blue team. Doggo comes out swinging, immediately picks up an axe. Elsem taking Dummy high.
All right, hold on now. chopping them up. Can't do much more than that right now, and that's going to be a nice little side air as well. Okay. Wait a minute. So both the teams right now kind of playing. No one's really getting surrounded this time around. Both sides playing on their side of the stage in that last section, but now we got some off-stage gameplay here. Both red team going to be able to make it back, luckily, and that is going to be a great double. A double neutral sig. Not only going to get a stock on one, but there's a triple and the stock. Man, those neutral sigs are definitely finding their marks. However, unfortunately, that is going to be Dummy already out, but Kyler Alice has 2 stocks to work with, so this could still be a good 2v1. Not really favorable. Obviously, you do want your teammate here, but it is what it is. At least you got 2 stocks.
They're just going to have the option to juggle him. They're looking to do it with the recoveries as well on that spear. Both members have spears, so if they get a 2v1 combo, they are going to have to watch out for that same move DI. If a neutral light comes out from Elsem and a neutral light comes out,
oh my God.
Not even going to worry about it, but I believe that was the DI there. You saw the first side air came out from Elsem. The second one was from Doggo, and Kyler DI'd down. That's why he went down at sort of that 45-degree angle instead of more horizontal to the left. Now they don't have to worry about that. They are going to drop it a little bit. Are going to find some good damage on it. Both members of the red team completely edge-guarding Kyler. Nice dare, sets him up. The 360-degree hitbox of the axe recovery is going to put a wall around him. Kyler does get back to the main platform.
Yeah, Kyler looked like he's trying to make something happen off the stage. Just trying to see one of them overcommit and see if he can get something off of that. But unfortunately, neither of the red team was doing that. Still living, but not for long. Yeah, just an easy side air, unarmed. Falls off the stage with that one. So yeah, that was going to be a rough 2v1 for sure, especially this late into the bracket against this team. They're playing pretty phenomenal right now, so that's going to be a nice win here for Doggo and Elsem. One more, and they will be sitting in grand finals.
And now we're seeing Kyler do what we've seen Kyler do so many different times in the past. He got 3 KOs compared to Dummy's 1. He put out 603 damage, but he also took 725. I'm going to pull out the calculator for this one, TK. 725 divided by his 3 stocks, 241 damage per stock. They had to put out 241 damage before they could take Kyler out.
All right, man. That's and if you don't know, in Brawlhalla language, that's a lot of damage. So
yeah, that's insane. You turn red at 150. Rarely do we see people kill at 150. If that happens, like, that is incredible efficiency. This is completely in the other direction. Almost 250 damage that it took. That is incredible survivability coming out from Kyler, and you don't even see him in the defense stance.
Yeah, man, he's just playing well, or honestly, he's playing well around big hits. He does get caught up with some of the faster things, obviously, but nothing that is KOing him so far. And now, a swap to Apocalypse. Finally getting off of that Mammoth Fortress. They said, you know what, let's go ahead and get a change of scenery, and hopefully this works out. Also, a change of character right here for the Jala, going over to Bryn instead. So even more Bryns, or we're going to keep the tradition of 3 Bryns on the screen. Unfortunately, though, that Bryn getting a straight up eradicated off that first stock.
And compared to Doggo's Bryn, who's in the defense stance, Dummy is also coming in with the defense stance, and of course, Elsem is as well. So everybody's putting into a little bit of defense except Kyler. He's still coming in pure default stance, loves those release stats from Bryn.
Yeah. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like Bryn is one of the characters that you can definitely go in any stance and still do well with. I mean, she has some very round-the-way stats. You don't really need to go into speed. She already has a lot of speed, but even if you wanted to, like, no one's going to fault you.
Oh,
no.
Oh,
they're both down here.
Kyler had to go down and save him. Still didn't lead to the save. Dummy on his final stock. It's only been a minute into the game, TK, and Dummy's already down to final stock.
Yeah, I don't know, man. He is definitely not playing that well against Doggo and Elsem. At this point in time, I feel like he might be better off kind of playing the back line to try to preserve that stock as long as possible, but he's still in the fray. Like, he is still over there trying to do this 2v1. Uh-oh.
Weapon toss goes down. I think he just desperately wants to make up for the mistakes that he's made this game. He doesn't want to put his teammate in that position. Recovery comes out. Kyler's going to fall. Dummy finding a little bit of damage on a Doggo. He's going to retreat over to the wall, let his teammate Elsem come back in to relieve some of that pressure. Dummy doing everything he can. I believe he's in the red here. Yeah, that neutral air, he is in the red. Tossing his weapon up. He doesn't get the option to pick it back up as it's laid on the top platform. He might get taken off the top by Doggo.
Okay. Yeah, Dummy trying his best. Nice little punishes right here, which is, I think, what he should be trying to do, is just playing behind Kyler Alice and getting whatever punish you can whenever they actually get a hit on him. Tried it right there, but unfortunately gets punished by Doggo himself. Still gonna make it though. Will not be able to eat another side air for sure. Not from an axe for sure. Does eat that ground pound, and he is trying to find his way down. They are putting the pressure on him. They knew it was time to get him out of there, and now look at the stock differential. 4 stocks to 2, everyone in red. This is going to be a hard-fought battle for Kyler Alice. Takes that, and he is out of there as well. Oh, no.
Last time Kyler fought the 2v1, he ended up falling, and that was when Doggo and Elsem had 1 stock each. Now they have 2 stocks each. So any 2 moves that Kyler throws out in a row, he's likely to get punished by the other red team member. That downer is going to actually hit Elsem. The ground pound's over on the edge. The recovery takes off one of them. Can Kyler get the full team wipe here?
No.
Elsem going in just right away with that edge guard is going to come out on top there, and Elsem and Doggo are going to take that in game 4, 3-1, just kind of showing their skill difference here. You have Elsem and Doggo who have won the last 2 official BH tournaments in the Spring Championship 2v2 and the Winter Championship 2v2. Kyler, who's taken many tournaments in the past, both 1v1 and 2v2, coming in here, who also is very quick when you look at his movement speed compared to other legends in the game. So both of them are super quick, both of them hit super hard, and that is scary.
Yeah, man, but I mean, it's going to be a while for some of these punches to land with 2 decks, man. That's some low frames right there. Doesn't really matter though. I mean, it is dubs, so it's a little easier to manage things like that, seeing that, you know, you're most likely trying to bounce between you and your teammate anyway. But the power here on the blue side, that's what's overwhelming. These are 2 very strong characters on the force side of things. And even though we do have some good force here within Teros, and honestly some pretty decent force here within Brawlhalla as well, it just may not even matter. He is way out of there, not going to be able to make that back from that distance. The double knockout, that's where the powerhouses are coming in.
Wow, who are Peace and You Know? I got to look up some history on them to see what their placements are. Oh my goodness. This is a big statement for them to make this early on in the game.
Right. Stomp. There we go. He's looking for quite a bit. Oh, that was going to be a nice little hit right there on that Teros. He managed to get him out of there. Now we have like a 2v1 situation while Nash tries to get back to the stage. He managed to do that. Looks like they got the red team kind of stuck over here to the right side right now. And Nash really wants to get this weapon. Managed to steal that one. Good stuff. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Didn't even need that.
Just
well,
a little bit too low
it.
with that. The weapon toss does come out. Klim's able to recover all the way to the bottom side of that short wall. Even with the bounce, Klim is going to have enough strength to take out Peace here. But You Know is sort of, he's either a 9th place Andy or a 5th place Andy. So he's going back and forth between whether or not he's a consistent top 8 placer. The fact that he's made it this far, this is fantastic for this team. Oh man, barely gets through that neutral signature from You Know's Taro. Shadowfish had a nice dodge there.
Hey. And so, yeah, I don't know, man. You Know and Peace really making it happen on these very high force characters, man. They've definitely showing you that force really does come in handy in a 2v2 format. You know, all these straight hits that you're able to get really meaning something now. The double Sair, and that looks like that is going to be it. Look at that, a 4-stock right there for the first game. Big damage being put out, 525 and 560 to the 327 and 218, man. And that's, I don't even feel like you can, I mean, obviously I think that, You Know, and Peace did play a little better, but like even so, you have to think of, you have to account all that force as well, man. So they're getting like 1.1 times hits in comparison to the hits that Klim and Shadowfish are putting out.
Peace and You Know just kind of bodied him the whole game. Yeah. There was not like one single moment that was like, oh, he got the Gimp super early, and then he just kind of held on to the lead. No, they just straight up bodied him the whole game. They straight up said, peace, and sent him flying.
All right, so as we get into our second game, the powerhouses are still back, man. 7 force and 8 force, and there's a 9 force here too, as well as another 7 force coming in from Rick. So there is just a lot of power here, but I mean, there's actually even more power on the right side or the red side if you with the stance changes. But it just feels like the way that the amount of force on all the signatures for Nash and Teros just feels so good.
they're just using that weight a little bit more whenever they lean into those hits on Shadowfish and Clem. You see Peace going deep off the edge of the stage. A lot of weapon tosses as well from and Peace to help clean up some KOs or at least bait some dodges on the edge that they can then turn into an edge guard that leads to a stock.
Okay, here we go, man. Recovery on recovery. And you can see right now that Peace definitely trying to play. Oh, okay.
Oh, could be a spike opportunity. Gets away from that recovery. Does drop the D-Light ground pound, but he had a lot of good moves there. First, he hit the gravity cancel down signature. Then the weapon toss came out to bait the dodge. Then he was able to space the axe recovery to not get hit by that. So Peace did a lot of really good things there, even though he wasn't able to finish it and clean it up.
Yeah. So Peace, man. Okay, big damage right there. On to doesn't actually get the full neutral sig that he wanted off of that, and that sometimes can be a little bit of an air dodge read. Instead of going for the down light, you actually just go for the neutral sig. Either way, though, they still got a pretty good lead here. Peace living on that third stock or his first stock for quite some time until right there ends up getting scooped up by that recovery. Now they're doing the same, so the double knockout from the red team. Good stuff to get themselves into the lead here, and they're still racking it up.
Yeah, Shadowfish is having fantastic follow-ups off of Clem. Same thing for Clem off of Shadowfish. These blasters are really starting to come alive, especially picking up these recoveries that high up in the air. You're able to find these KOs. Does find the down air, enough to take off the top. We're back to an even game. Clem is going to spawn in without a weapon. He grabs the one right out from underneath
Ooh. All right, he's going to be able to make it back. Managed to do that, and here he is. Oh, Jesus. Okay, this is a side sig, man. Send that man packing. He's got to watch himself, though. Just barely getting back, and however, pokes his head up just a little too high. It is kind of hard to, to position yourself well on this small wall of shipwreck. So, yeah, pokes his head up just a little too high and ends up taking that Sair. He is out of there as well. So now we have a little bit of a lead here and a threatened stock here on Clem. Not too much of a threatened stock here on unless a 2v1 combo happens, and we're not going to get that right now, seeing that Clem is out of there.
Peace being very careful how he goes in onto Shadowfish. Had the range disadvantage there while he was unarmed. Has the weapon now. Shadowfish trying to do the best he can to dodge in between these players. Trying to live in between the chaos. So many attacks coming out that Shadowfish is doing a pretty good job avoiding. He hasn't been able to put out too much damage. His best chance at a stock right now is on Peace, but he'll still have a stock to his name after that, so it's not the worst thing in the world for this blue team. They have a huge advantage. There's the side air from That is going to be the KO option. And coming out 684 damage and 5 KOs. Fantastic work from
Yeah, just a stellar game right there. There's no way you couldn't call him the MVP. You'd be lying to yourself if you didn't. So that man going absolutely stupid, almost hitting the 700 mark on damage here, and that's with his teammates still doing respectable damage. So I mean, he was really in the fray for sure.
They're both showing us really good 2v2 mechanics and fundamentals as well. There was one moment where ended up hitting, I believe it was Shadowfish, really far, and he was waiting for him to recover back to the platform so we could get the edge guard for the KO. He didn't tunnel vision on Shadowfish, though. Clem came in with an axe side signature on that Taros, but was able to avoid it because he saw it coming. He wasn't just 100% focused on Shadowfish. He knew that there was another teammate to deal with. So he was focused on Shadowfish while still having eyes in the back of his head for Clem.
Okay. All right, for the shots there. Not going to be oh, Jesus, okay. Stomping on him right there.
Oh, how is Peace alive here?
I don't know. I literally don't know. I managed to make that one back, and everyone stays alive there on the right side with all that chaos that was going on. Peace, though, still. Oh my God!
Oh, he gets so lucky with the stage spike there, right on that corner.
Oh, I thought he was about to go absolutely insane off there with the second hit on the Terror. Still, though, delayed stock take, but they do end up getting it. Peace, man, just going insane off that stage to at least set up for a delayed double KO, but a double KO nonetheless.
Man, I got to look up the PR on Peace and They are playing so well today. We could see the rise of another team in this region. Is PR 15, Peace is PR 16.
Okay, Peace managed to make it back. Pretty tricky recovery here, and he is moving around Clem. Clem is trying his hardest to get himself a ground pound here, but I mean, doing a risky ground pound like that on the axe can sometimes get you punished. There's a lot of recovery frames on that. Now, it is a pretty long ground pound with the double spin, but still, that definitely can get punished. Okay, Peace still living. Speaking of still living, is also still living too, and he is deep in that red. Now he's putting the pressure on the Shadowfish. Oh no, his recovery taken. He is going to be out of there. Shadowfish with a perfect air dodge through in his own down air to find the mark. Now a little bit of a lead developing for Peace, and again, but not too much of a lead, seeing that Peace is definitely a little hurt, but so is Shadowfish.
Yeah, Peace went into that 1v2 seeming like he was totally in control. He even got a KO off of it. He's not going to fall for the gravity cancel neutral signature from Shadowfish. Another gravity cancel down heavy from Peace. We saw that earlier. He's going to get around that side signature from his teammate. Didn't fall into it. Stayed safe on that. And even had a punish option in case either member of the red team came after
Okay. Peace. Still putting on the pressure, man. And Peace. I mean, they play in such close proximity so well. I mean, they're like right next to each other, but no one's really getting a lot of team hits here. There's small down air, but nothing, not like a side or anything to go ahead and take a stock. Unfortunately, stock is going to be taken from Peace regardless. And now the game is a little in the favor of the blue team, but it's starting to be a lot more in the favor of the blue team with all that damage that was just added up in that last 5 seconds. Uh-oh.
Oh, he's done.
Get out of there.
He is totally done off of that. I think he died in orange there. Clem and Shadowfish were not able to capitalize on like any 1v2 situation that we saw. Peace and just completely dominating that game. Again, man, Peace coming out this time. He got the lion's share of the KOs, and he put out 526 damage. So they're just kind of sharing the work among these two here for and Peace. Just really playing like a strong 2v2 team.
Yeah, man, they definitely popped off here, man. Not to say that, Clem and Shadowfish, great placing with the 4th placement right here, but Peace and just looking so dominant in that set. The 3-0 finish in every game that they had was a dominant finish as far as damage. If you racked up these numbers, they would be up by at least a good 300. So that means they will be playing up against Kyler, Alice, and Dummy, which is going to be a pretty interesting one because, like, with the way that they're playing right now, I could see Peace and taking it.
They might be able to. Now, their best placement in basically the past year was at the Steel Series Championship. They came in 4th place, which is a strong finish, but they've now pushed past that. They are now guaranteed top 3 here. And like you said, they're a serious threat for Kyler, Alice, and Dummy. I don't think Kyler and Dummy are going to be able to go into this one resting on their laurels or thinking they have this one easy in the bag. Because remember, Elsem and Doggo were the ones that sent Peace and down earlier. So Kyler, Alice, and Dummy haven't played this team yet today.
All right. So this could be a little shock to the system right here. Again, Peace and as you said, they are kind of new to this level of or to this high up in the bracket, but they are definitely making a name for themselves. Going in this far, guaranteed 3rd right now, and they'll be playing against the 2 very recognized teams in the Australia region. But we got to get Kyler Allison here to go ahead and get this thing started. Here he is. He's pulled up, so we're going to go ahead and get this thing started very soon. Most likely going to see the Teros and the Nash again. That team was looking quite dominant, but here on the other side of things, I'm not really sure. I think we're going to see the Bryn for sure from Kyler Allison, but what is Dummy going to do right now? Because he's been kind of swapping up a lot in the match that we saw before. He's currently on the Ragnar, but I'm not sure if he's going to stay there. The Ragnar is level 51 though, so that is a played Ragnar for sure.
He is coming in with the defense stance at least that he's hovered on right now. So we'll see if he continues that through. That's going to give him a pretty solid amount of defense, coming in with, I believe, 7 defense as I add up all those blocks. He's going to need that. Ooh, and Kyler Alice coming in with the Rick. Of course, that is going to be the Brawlhalla, or not the Brawlhalla, the Walking Dead crossover for Barraza.
Yeah, and speaking of crossovers, man, don't forget, Brawlhalla has so many crossovers that you would not expect, man. If you guys are into any type of fandom, it's probably in here. So, you got a crossover skin for any character that you like to play, make sure you go ahead and grab that. I know I've grabbed several. I've got the Lara Croft one. I got Amethyst. I got Garnet. I got The Rock. Got Becky Lynch. I got Enchantress. We was out here. So, got to do it up.
Still waiting on Peace to lock in on this one. It is, of course, that Nash, exactly like you said. I don't think there's any reason to switch off of that. Like you said earlier, again, he's coming in with that level 100 Nash, and on the level 90 Taros. A lot of hours spent on both of these characters for these players.
Right. So, interesting to see that we only got level 40 on Kyler Alice's rig. So, but he's gonna still bring it out. See what he can do with this character. It is a crossover skin, so we're still pulling the stats obviously from Barraza, but let's get it.
He is going into the movement speed on that Rick pick. So he's going to take 1 out of defense. Still going to give him quite a lot of defense that the red team is going to have to push through. But he's going to have a little bit more movement speed to rotate in, move in and out of the opponent's threat area. He's going to start this one off, but Dummy is actually going to grab that recovery to pull Peace out of that.
Yeah. All right. So even with Peace going in like that, man. One second. My sound cut out. 1 second.
Weapon toss coming in for Peace. It's Dummy and Peace going at it here. The weapon toss from is actually going to interrupt that one. Maybe stop Dummy from finding a nice little string there onto Peace. We're pretty even so far, except Kyler was the first one to fall, and now Dummy has fallen as well. But Peace, man, he's looking real good. Barely even in the orange on this first stock. Is very damaged, but he's living on this first stock. Kyler's going to make quick work of that now. Take him out. Kyler has to be so careful. Is going to spawn in. It's not going to take much for the red team to take Kyler out here. He is so damaged, and Peace is still living. I can't believe that actually KO'd off the top.
Yeah, man. I mean, Peace was actually doing a good job of fighting his way up and through that, that action. But regardless, he's going to be back and in the mix. Let's see what he can do now, though, as he is definitely taking a lot of hits here from Kyler Alice, but he's still living quite well. Kyler Alice, though, very hurt on his second stock. This means Peace and, a pretty solid lead if they're able to find themselves a KO sooner than later. Oh.
Peace is going to drop the D-Light Sair True combo, and Kyler really turned up on that second stock. A lot of damage came out on both and Peace. Dummy might be taken out very soon, but Kyler was looking in very dangerous territory, and now I'm believing in it a little bit more. That's going to be a full team wipe there. Kyler in the 1v2, but both members seem to be a little bit scared of him. The weapon toss coming out. Kyler avoids it. Actually takes it. That neutral light comes out, grabs both members of the blue team. Nice spot dodge there. Picks it up for the double KO as well. He started that on one, then picked up both and got the double KO.
That is large for this team because they were definitely going to be pushed behind if they weren't able to get both of them. But man, Kyler Alice just at the right place at the right time with that double KO recovery. Both of them super high up in damage. And that's got to, when you see the double KO come like that, that's definitely got to be demoralizing. But hopefully not too demoralizing from them not to be able to get this win, as they are still ahead right now as far as damage goes.
Now Kyler again is taking the most damage of everybody in this game, but yellow Kyler, orange Kyler, pretty good. Red Kyler is very good. You get him in the red, you might be stoked because you're going to find the KO soon. No shot are you going to find that anytime soon. He's still living here. Almost got taken out by his teammate. If that would have been on an opponent, it would have been the KO, but Kyler is still living, and in fact, he's the one now in the 1v2. Nice little weapon toss there. You saw him coming out. He had to avoid them, but he couldn't. Was taken out. Peace. 4 KOs, 610 damage.
Yeah, man, it was going to be hard for him to get around these large weapon tosses, and then two opponents dropping down right after that. So you got the hammer, you got the flat toss of the spear, and then, yeah, if he had even avoided any of those, they were just going to come down there and try to finish the job anyway. So would have been a hard one. The Undertaker actually coming out now from Kyler Alice. That's going to be the Thor crossover while we're still keeping the dummy on Ragnar. But interesting to see Kyler Alice now swapping through and seeing what will work for his team better. He is the one now swapping.
Defense stance continuing to come out from Dummy, and now it's on Kyler as well. It's going to be tough to KO the dead man here. You talked about some of those crossovers. Here is yet another one. This one's going to be the Undertaker, the orb coming in, that urn with pallbearer's ashes in it. We'll see if Kyler can do a better job of not being taken out early compared to his teammate, or at least taking damage early compared to his teammate.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. It's like there's a little bit there's one advantage on the one side and then one advantage on the other side, but no one actually Oh, wait. Okay. Almost got messed up under the stage. Little head bump right there, but still trying to put the pressure on, and he is out
Oh!
of options. The whiff into
just
death.
straight up fell there. Kyler was maneuvering around him, doing a good job keeping track of all his in-air movement options, and just fell.
Yeah. he comes back with the facepalm email, which, I mean, yeah, it happens. Sometimes you're not really counting your jumps there, and he was just out of there for sure. Now that's going to be a lead developing for the blue team, and they're definitely hurt, but still playing quite well. And so is, honestly, so is, he's super hurt right now on his second stock. He's got to find himself. Oh no, the KO on Dummy, and the KO on Kyler Alice too. That's going to be a team KO from Kyler Alice onto Dummy, though. That down air only finding him.
This is going to even up the stocks, but keep an eye out on the top right of your screen. You're seeing get handled by Dummy right now. There is a big discrepancy in terms of damage, and even though Peace is only in the orange, is on his final stock. So there is possibly the chance that Peace is going to be taken out, leaving in the 1v2 while Peace respawns on his final stock, which means more damage can be added up on That's not what you want. You want both members of the team to kind of take equal damage so they get KO'd around the same time as one another.
Okay. Ooh, Jesus. Okay, caught him right there with that back dash into the neutral Sig, and so that's going to be a great KO. A lot of force on these Nash Sigs for sure. I mean, regardless of the force stat that he has, I mean, there's just force on his moves in general. So, oh, wait a minute. He's barely going to be able to make that. I was like, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make that. Unfortunately, that was 2 stocks to 3, but it's a very hurt stock on Kyler Alice. Now it's going to be 3 stocks to 1. I do think he could do this with the way of like hitting Kyler Alice away and then trying to get as much 1v1 time onto the Ragnar as possible, and then going for the KO on Kyler Alice.
One thing he is going to have to worry about that he is struggling with right now is all of the weapon spawns are in control of the blue team. He does find a hit onto Kyler, but there is Dummy immediately for the response for more damage on this final stock. He still hasn't been able to find a weapon. It's been completely in control. Kyler goes deep with this one. Dummy's just going to patrol the ground. Again, still not able to find the weapon. Dummy just neutralizing around it, trying to keep Peace away from it. There is a KO. He's playing this 1v2 reasonably well so far. He is in the orange. You saw the down signature from Dummy come out right over the corner.
Oh, they try to get that double stare pass right there, but Dummy not going to be able to find that. Now Dummy still playing ahead, which I don't think he has to right now. Really would be putting it on Kyler Alice since she's so healthy. The ground pound, he is going to be able to make that back, though. It's a little high up on that ground pound, so scooped up right there with the neutral stick, just runs up and does it.
Game 2, going to go the way of Kyler, Alice, and Dummy. Good answer back from this blue team. Kyler really doing a lot of the work there. 639 damage and 5 KOs.
All right. So, I mean, look, he has had to kind of do that, though, with the way that Dummy has been playing. It's been kind of lackluster today, to be honest. But here we are. Hopefully he's able to redeem himself after getting that win. Maybe he'll start to, invigorate him to start doing, a little better here in this match.
And I don't want to just put that on Dummy, because we've seen in the past, even a player as good as Wright, who has won numerous tournaments in Australia, we've seen Kyler have to do that with Wright as well. So it's not just a Dummy problem. It seems like Kyler, whoever he plays with, he always seems to have to carry it. He just has that incredible talent around him that he is able to carry when he needs to for his team.
It's the pressure, man. It's the
pressure.
That
was beautiful.
It's the pressure of teaming with Kyler Alice. Like you're like, I don't want to let him down, and he's like, don't worry, kid, I got this. Here we go.
Oh, Dummy. Is he going to find it? He can't secure it over on the left side, but he still puts out good damage. Is actually able to get back on the platform. 2 Sayers came out. Dummy very damaged. Kyler was there to hit away. So we saw Dummy get back to the main platform, stay safe, doesn't get knocked out here. Kyler doing a fantastic job, not taking too much damage while everyone else in the game is red.
Right. So everyone, that's going to be a first stock off of Dummy, though, but the damage on the red team definitely stacking up, and Kyler Alice finding himself an easy K. He literally just standing there, like, gravitate to this hammer. I'm not doing anything, I just know you're going to jump.
I mean, he's nailing that neutral signature, and that's not really thought of as an incredibly strong signature for Undertaker. Like, even back when Undertaker was on release and an extremely strong character in the game.
Okay. But With that being said, though, it's still an even game as far as stocks go. The damage a little higher up here on the red team with Kyler Alice coming in super fresh, and the damage definitely starting to rack up now onto Peace, I think. Yeah, that's going to be Peace. Now getting close to the red, but so is Dummy.
And actually part of that damage that was getting added up onto Peace that makes him the most damage in this game, a lot of that actually came from He was getting a little bit sloppy there, putting out some team damage on his teammate.
Okay, scooped up. Big damage. Okay, wow. He's going to have to get back to the stage. He managed to do it right there. Good stuff. Kyler Alice managed to slide through the pressure of the red team. But even so, man, still an even game. But look at the damage differential between and Kyler Alice, who it doesn't matter, though. A strong hit from Peace. That neutral sig is going to send Kyler Alice out of there. So is the only person left with 2 stocks. But look at the damage now onto Peace. He's got to play this one safely to wait for his teammate to come back. There he is. He is going to do such. He's going to hang out on the wall for a little bit.
That's giving time to come back in. But Kyler,
oh my God.
That's oh my gosh, he even got the hit on Peace with that too. He went back and forth between both members of the red team. Fantastic work from Kyler, just completely stepping up here.
Yeah, that was insane. It was like he just decided to drop the one combo for a better option. He was like, you know what? How about I just get this KO right now with this down air? Peace was coming in to try to thwart that, but the only thing he got was a ball straight to the dome right there. Here we go. All right. Yeah, that's going to be it, man. Again, Kyler Alice, he's got to have the most kills for sure. 5 kills, 633 damage. But look at the damage here from Dummy. Respectable.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely doing it up with 517. So he's definitely he turned up in that game. And I'm you know what? I'm gonna say good stuff to Dummy as well. Obviously, they are now up 2-1 over Peace and Peace and definitely a good team. But I mean, Kyler Alice is just playing on another level right now, and Dummy is doing a great job of supporting that and putting in some good damage himself.
I'm not sure. I think signature count is cumulative.
Okay.
Because I don't think Dummy put out 16 signatures that game. I think it's just cumulative along the set. I'm not sure, though. Either that or Creed's stats are broken. It is not cumulative, so
okay.
I'm getting word from production.
So he was just throwing them things out.
Indeed broken.
Okay, they're not playing here, so yeah. He was just throwing those things out. Okay, got it.
We're going to get this completely reset. Seems like they didn't want to go to this map, but man. Kyler and Dummy are hugely turning this around. I was a little bit worried for them going into this, but now we're going to be going into Game 4 after we reset that one. It's 2-1 in favor of Kyler and Dummy, and I don't see the Kyler train stopping anytime soon.
Yeah. So let us see if he's able to keep this level of dominance up, man. Kyler Alice really popping off, and this is like the perfect like end screen for Undertaker, like laid up in this boat like he's dead.
In his Viking funeral, just waiting for the next game to happen so he can sit up immediately with those big wide open eyes.
Yeah, man, that's
just
such a classic. Such a classic. I mean, like I don't watch too much wrestling anymore, but like yeah, man, when I was younger, that was the moment. That was when you knew something was going down.
He ain't messing around. Once he sits up and those eyes are open, it ain't good for whoever is on the receiving end of that. And that's kind of what Kyler's doing this game. You hit him, he sits up, and it's going to be a problem from you. He's still sticking with this Undertaker. Definitely great work so far. I think even said in the in-game chat, he said, "Your orb nutty," even though Kyler only has a level 27 Undertaker.
Yeah, man. I mean, maybe he was playing another orb champion. Orb is on quite a few characters now, so. But he was playing quite well there in that set. So let's get into the rest of the set and see if Peace and can figure out what to do. I feel like the correct option is probably to try to double team Kyler Alice, but even so, he's playing well in these 2v1 situations too. So like you're not even being able to overwhelm him.
He's definitely doing a lot of things well in terms of if you leave him alone and like focus on Dummy because he's maybe the weaker player of those two, Kyler's going to run wild on you. if
Right.
you focus everything on Kyler Alice, he's going to tank that damage, still find ways to survive, and then you're just letting Dummy go in the background, and you're letting Kyler 1v2, which, like, he's good at doing that too. So
Yeah.
it seems like both game plans seem to be flawed from Peace and while the blue team just completely capitalizes on every situation they're in.
Ooh, okay, hold on now. They're actually holding the center stage quite well. Kyler Alice off on the side, but you saw Dummy get over there as quick as possible to make sure that his teammate didn't take too much pressure and ends up finding the KO first anyway. Dummy with the neutral sig, looking for a side sig right there as well. Yeah, so he's definitely doing a good job of covering Kyler Alice here, who is definitely hurt, but not out of that first stock yet.
Neutral light comes out from, middle of the stage. The dodge has been burned from Kyler. You're going to see that weapon toss bonk him on the head as he hit the side air onto Peace, sending him flying over to the right side. That signature is going to KO Kyler. Dummy in the 1v2, seeing him try to be safe. The stomp side air from the middle of the stage. Peace grabbing both of those KOs, even though it wasn't an official double KO.
Right, but Peace though, right? Oh, okay, finally going to lose that stock. I was going to say the only person left on their last stock, but they're coming in fresh on the second stock while there is a little bit of damage now being put onto the blue team. Though, is hurt and could lose that. Yeah, is going to lose that stock right there. Undertaker zooming it in and almost got another one with that combo.
They've already done so much damage onto Peace. That recovery is going to KO too. That was right in the beginning of red, like right at 150 damage. That was after they put out about 85 damage on that 1v2 combo. So they made quick work of that stock. Dummy floating a little bit low. I was a little bit worried for him there, but he's able to get back.
Okay, man, he's trying to weave through all these signatures that are coming at him right now, and honestly, bro, he's got to survive this, because if he loses right now, that is going to be a super easy 2v1 for the blue team. He's going out there. Oh, okay, Dummy. Okay, not gonna risk going out for his own ground pound again, but put himself in a bad position. Kyler Alice just finding him with that raw side air. Another stock is going to be taken away from Dummy, but like the damage is already put onto Peace. It's going to be a hard 2v1 for him to make.
You saw that 1v2 combo earlier. If he gets on that main platform, they're just going to do that again. Kyler with the Perka pivot, scooping him down, sending him back above. He's going to be stuck over again on the wall. The weapon toss is going to disarm him. He eats a side air as well from Kyler. Weapon toss goes down. The dodge was already burned. They secure that. It was looking a little bit hairy in the beginning, but they're able to take it out 3-1 in a very convincing set.
Yeah, man. Either way, still gonna have to give a big shout out to Peace, and for making this far as somewhat of a new team to us, probably a new team to just into the top 8s in general. So great stuff to them. But we are going to be seeing some classic players here in the grand finals within Dummy and Kyler Alice going up against Elsem and Doggo. So, man, but some newfound confidence and teamwork here. And within Kyler Alice and Dummy, man, we could potentially see a reset here if they can keep this type of momentum up.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is going to be the team going forward for this year from Kyler Alice. I mentioned earlier that Wright was usually Kyler Alice's 2v2 teammate. Wright is not playing in this tournament at all, so it's not like they have split up permanently as a team and they're both playing with different people. We'll see if this is the choice going forward, but I mean, I'm looking at the bracket, and even though they're coming into this with the winning momentum that they just got from the losers finals set, the last time they played, Elsem and Doggo took them out 3-1. There was that one game that they were able to take, but beyond that, Elsem and Doggo just completely ran the show.
Yeah. Man, after that first game, it was like Kyler Alice swapped to the Undertaker, and it was just like if the Undertaker showed up in a WWE match, like he's taking over. So just like that, bro. Got to give it up.
They are going to be coming into this one with that combo of the Ragnar in defense stance and the Undertaker in defense stance as well, hoping they can tank as much as possible while still putting out pretty significant punishment coming in. Both of these characters are going to be coming in with 5 strength as Dummy takes 1 out of Dex to put into defense, and Kyler Alice, I believe, takes out of strength to go into defense.
Okay. So if we go into it like this, we're going to go ahead and see if this team that they've used against Peace and will be just as effective against Elsem and Doggo in this grand finals. But Elsem and Doggo, yeah, they have been sitting around, but I'm sure they got a chance to watch and really dissect this team and figure out what way they want to play against it if the time comes. The time is now.
Now, even though John Cena's not in this game, the time is now. We'll see if you can see him or whether their time is now. The weapon toss goes up. Dummy, definitely the most damage in this game so far. The neutral light, a lot of axes in this game between Doggo and Dummy, but now there's just one, and it belongs to Doggo. The side air, I can't believe that didn't take him out. Doggo is going to chase deep for this one. The gravity cancel neutral sig, not going to be enough. Kyler hoping to at least take Doggo out in the process. Dummy still alive, and I can't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, even off the wall bounce, I'm still very surprised he's alive here. He's going to be able to lose right there, yeah, for sure. And almost actually scooping up his teammate, but put him in a bad position to get scooped up by that side air of the orb. And so now a little bit of a lead developing here for the blue team. You can see Kyler Alice once again, last person on that stock, probably doing a lot of damage on that stock before he lost it too, but now they are teaming on Dummy.
No! They put the most pressure on him I think I've ever seen. The amount of time that they were double teaming him over on the edge with the weapon tosses and the moves. You saw the dodge come out to get through the recovery of Doggo, then Elsem there to finish that one up. That was such a scary situation. Dummy is going to fall. He's out of the game. Doggo's going to chase as deep as he can, trade out the stock. It doesn't matter. 3 stocks to 1. Kyler in a completely hopeless situation. Nothing he could do there against Elsem and Doggo.
Yeah, dude, Elsem and Doggo got like a 3-second opportunity and absolutely made the most of that opportunity. They got the KO. You saw Dummy trying to run to the side and maybe put himself in a position where he can, you know, play a little safer. But before he got there, a side air hit him, and after that, they just put the absolute most amount of pressure that they can on that man and got him out of there before he was able to make it back. It was actually a ground pound that hit him outwards though. But yes, just gotta give it up to Doggo and Elsem on that one, man. If you see an opportunity like that, you have to make the most of it, and that's exactly what they did. We got another swap here to the Asuri though. See if this one helps out.
He is going to lose some defense here, putting into the string stance. Standard Asuri play here. Going to give you a little bit more KO potential, hoping those guitar recoveries can KO a little bit earlier, and those sword D-Light recoveries can also KO just a little bit earlier.
Okay. Some damage being put on, and yep, there it is. Going to hit him with that ground pound, and now he's doing some damage as well here. Okay. Ooh, get off me. You can just see Kyler Alice just making a way for his teammate to get back to the stage with those neutral airs. And now the chase all the way at the top with the recovery, getting that stock off of Tori. Not the most defensive character either though. So yeah, she was going to be sent out of there.
Now, I think they might have had the stock there from Doggo. You saw the neutral light from Kyler's orb come out. Has a lot of active frames in it. He started getting the hit onto Doggo. Then I think the Qatar side air from Dummy came out. That actually pushed him back into the rest of Kyler's neutral light. Otherwise, I think that would have been a KO onto Doggo's stock. So that was almost perfectly timed follow-up. But they did find just a little bit more damage on it. They did get the KO. And both Dummy and Kyler have not been taken off their first stock yet. Until now.
There it is, finally. But that's only one. Okay, wow, he got sandwiched on that one for sure. So gonna go ahead and lose that stock as well. But they're still got a little bit of a lead here. That's still though great turnaround here for the red team to not let this lead get too far away from them. Although the damage is starting to rack up on them here on this second stock. And there it is. Kyler Alice finding himself a side air. He's gonna go try to chase that down, but instead tricks it up and goes for the recovery instead. Pulls them off stage. And now, okay, they're gonna fight their way back in.
Doggo does have the axe in hand, hits it down there on Kyler, but he's in white, man. You're not going to find anything on a bounce off of that. He's not going anywhere. Dummy unarmed does find a side air, or sorry, picks up the sword, does find a side air. D-Light side air takes out Elsem. The recovery from Kyler, and the follow-up. Dummy does get credit for the double KO, and Dummy and Kyler are just completely alive in this game.
Yeah, here we go. Putting the hands on him right there. Another one. Okay, I like the idea of what Kyler Alice went for, the dodge to go on the other side to try to sandwich them for a little bit. See if he can get a team combo. That was lucky. He was under him, so once the ground pound hit, he was able to push them both back up. But the double knockout does not matter. He managed to keep it even in the stocks, but the damage right here on the red team, especially on the Satori, is a little high up. She's going to have to watch the way that she's playing here, or they're going to have to watch the way they're playing here on the Satori. Elsem. Staying in the back. Kind of what you expect to see right here. He doesn't want to put himself in a bad position and end up getting hit with like a air it back. I was going to say it right there, a raw side air. But no, Kyler Alice is going to impose his will right there and get that side air to hit.
Doggo in the 1v2, getting juggled by Dummy. Kyler comes in with the neutral air. Dummy had his own gravity cancel neutral light, did end up missing the neutral light. It's going to send Doggo over to the edge. This is certainly winnable if he finds a side air in the right place at the right time. Almost picked that one up on Dummy. Dummy was a little bit too stacked. There's the side air onto Kyler, going to send him flying. Doggo wasn't able to do anything big except that ground pound, but Kyler is there to immediately shut it down. Now that game 1 was really close, and 2, we have to think about their previous set they came out of. The previous set had game 1 going the way of Elsum and Doggo. That's the same thing this set. Game 2 went to Kyler, Alice, and Dummy. That's the same thing this set as well. Then Elsum and Doggo went on to win 2 in a row.
Right, man. So are we going to see a repeat of history, or are we going to see a difference in the way this one's being played out? First of all, I am very much living for this set. We got another swap over here. I see the Jala coming out, but I don't really know if we need the Jala to come out. The story seemed to really do its part, but I'm not going to say that's bad because I do love Jala. I think she's a very strong character. She hits hard. She has great speed and all that. So let us see if that actually works out for them as we get these strikes out the way to see where we're going for our third game between Elsum and Doggo on the winner side of things and Kyler, Alice, and Dummy on the loser side of things.
Now, a quick correction. I did say earlier that the Creed stats were incorrect. I'm getting word that they are not incorrect and that 12-plus signatures were used by several members in the game. I'm going to have to go back and watch those sets and count them for myself because that seems unbelievable, but I trust production.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, like, they have not steered me wrong yet, so I'm going to, I'm going to go ahead and give it up. So here we go into our next game on Mammoth Fortress. So, the item start right here, definitely going on to the side of blue team. Both of them kitted up right now while we still are looking for a weapon for Hattori. She's stuck off on the side too. Look at the pressure. I love the way that they're doing this pressure too with with Kyler Alice using that neutral sig over the head to be like I think that's down sig or side sig over the head, and then you just have the other person under them just kind of pressuring a little closer to the side. Here we go.
Ooh, Dummy almost picked up the side air off of that neutral light. Gravity cancel bounce off the wall. Elsum taking a lot of damage here. Kyler and Dummy looking very good. The ground pound's going to send Kyler. Oh! Dummy went for the recovery. I'm not sure whether he intended to hit Kyler to send him flying to maybe save him, or whether Dummy was just throwing out the recovery because he needed to get where he wanted over on the wall. So that's going to be a rough KO to take out the most defense member on the blue team.
Yeah, but Kyler still, though, I mean, it's an even game as far as the damage. Oh my God, just rocking it out of there. Love that sig, the way it looks, the way it knocks out too. So now he's going to go ahead and try to put the pressure here on to Doggo. Doggo playing probably quite well off stage right there, though, so doesn't actually get punished by anything. And now they're trying to put the pressure on now. You can see this is a very hurt Dummy as well.
Oh, Elsum wants the KO on either Kyler or Dummy on the edge. Neutral Light is going to send Doggo further into the orange. The Neutral Light from Elsum is actually going to hit on the wrong side of the stage. So Dummy's still living. Kyler on his final stock. Maybe they're just going to focus Kyler out of this one.
I was like, you don't really get to see this. You don't really get to see this too often too of Dummy. Well, not even Dummy, but just Jala living that long on that first stock, being the lowest defense on the screen right now, but still managed to make it happen. And now big damage right there. Big pickup with the side sig.
Oh, Elsum. Elsum getting really cheeky on the edge there. Almost found the down air. That could have been the KO option for Dummy. He would have gotten a jump off of that. Kyler's out of the game, by the way.
Yeah, I don't even know. I was so busy looking at Dummy. Didn't even know.
I didn't see the right side. I just see him fall, and then I see that 0 next to his name in the top right. Man, my eyes were on Dummy on that one.
Yeah, so looking inside the stream, I've been able to look. He actually bumped his head multiple times on the bottom of the stage, and then the recovery sent him too far out for him to make it. So, embarrassing way to go out, but it does happen to all of us. I mean, that flat part of the down stage, of the bottom of the stage, definitely catches jumps every now and then. And now they're putting the damage onto Dummy, who, he's not really in a super bad position to at least make this a 1v1. But I mean, it's going to be rough against Elsum and Doggo for sure. Can't get that weapon. He was very close to doing it, but yeah, didn't manage to pick it up in time.
Controlling the weapon is going to make this so difficult. Doggo's going to just juggle those weapons up. You know they have something prepared for the 1v2. Doggo is going to find some punishment here. They got the KO onto Elsem. He's on his final stock. Doggo about maybe halfway through his final stock.
Yeah, and honestly, he's put himself in the middle quite a bit. It's a very scary situation to be, and he finally finds himself a weapon, though, so this is going to be good. The damage not really too high up on Doggo. I do think that if he was able to find, like, maybe a side air, well, not a side air, but a side stake here at the right at the edge, he would get the KO, but that's going to be a little too hard to do when you have two people coming at your neck the entire time. The ground pound is going to go ahead and take it, though. Does not matter. Elsem and Doggo now up on match point, tournament point here. Up on Dummy and Kyler Alice. Kyler Alice, man, the first time throughout this here time that we've been watching him to say that he didn't really have that great of a game here. They really put the pressure on him and put him out that game much earlier than you expected.
That replay was just him bonking his head and getting stuck under there. It's so painful to watch. He's going to have to come back this game and put some work in. Again, coming back with the Undertaker, still believing in that pick. I believe in it too, but we're seeing history begin to repeat itself, where Game 1 went to Elsem and Doggo, Game 2 went to Kyler Alice and Dummy, now Game 3 went to Elsem and Doggo. If this next game goes to Elsem and Doggo, we have a 100% repeat of the history that we saw earlier today in Winners Finals.
Yeah. All right. As we keep it moving here into this grand finals, man, Kyler Alice and Dummy fighting to keep themselves in this tournament and a chance to actually win this tournament right here. They're trying to get it to a game 5, but Doggo and Elsem wanting to close it out right here, right now, and they've been doing a pretty good job. That was a very, very far out SIG, and somehow they were at least able to make it back to the wall, but not going to be able to make it back into the game on that stock at the very least, though. All right.
Dummy was able to grab the first KO onto Elsem. Everybody else is extremely red in this game. The neutral SIG is going to take out Dummy. Kyler might be next. There's the D-Light. There's the Sair. He picked up that D-Light after the side light. So it was originally not a true option once you got to the D-Light, but then it became a true option for the D-Light side air, and we are back to dead even in this game. But Kyler and Dummy have the 1v2, the 2v1 combo in this case, putting a lot of damage onto Elsem, and he is the lower defense legend on this red team.
Yeah, so with that being said, man, we still have a pretty even game as long as Elsem can avoid Kyler Alice. I mean, he has been definitely on point with these side SIGs as far as getting these KOs. Here we go. Ooh, okay. Elsem actually looking for trying to be a little tricky as he trying to, like, I guess, force his way back in there. But one thing he gets was a sider to the back of the dome, loses that stock, and now there's a lot of damage here actually on to Doggo as well. He is out of there, so a solid lead developing for the blue team. They're looking like they're going to be able to get this to a game 5.
Elsem just using all of his in-air movement to get away from the juggle of Dummy and Kyler. Dummy actually bails out from that to then put pressure onto Doggo, who is just spawning back in. You're seeing Doggo swing, and he's putting out a lot of damage on this stock. Even a little bit of team damage coming out. Not a big deal for the blue team because they also hit Doggo in it, which means they're getting him closer and closer to red on his final stock. Meanwhile, Elsem is already there.
Oh, okay. And, well, actually, that worked out. There it is. Now they got a... the weapon toss is going to be able to get the double KO there. But good SIG right there from Elsem, actually just set that up all together, catching both of the blue team members. And so now there is a chance for them to kind of make it back. However, it's going to be a very slim chance. Doggo not going to be able to eat another downlight recovery or a random side air from Kyler Alice or anything from Kyler Alice as he finds the down SIG, catching the jump. And that's going to be the game 5 starter right there. As you can see, they were able to power through that game 4. Good stuff, man, to Kyler Alice and Dummy. Very much cleaning up, but even better stuff to Dummy. Look at him with the 4 kills.
They split it like right down the middle on the work that they did. Like 2 KOs from Kyler, but he did 600 plus damage. 4 KOs from Dummy, and he still put out 582. He was only like 40 damage away from what Kyler did. So Dummy really stepped it up that game, especially with that really clean pickup on that D-Light recovery on the end. You're seeing the stats out there. Elsem, even though he threw out 5 signatures, he still hit 80% of them. That's 4 out of 5. That's solid placement on that, especially you saw that side signature come out where the first part of it, I believe, picked up Kyler, and then the second swipe ended up hitting Dummy as well.
Yeah, man, that was, dude, I'm just like so surprised they were able to like to turn that around and the way that they did, man. They are really putting up a good fight here. A nice little last stand to see if they're at least able to get this reset going. So Elsem and Doggo, man, definitely not a cakewalk this time to go through and win this tier tournament. So a game 5 situation. We either see a reset or we see a winner right here, right now. Let's get it.
History did not repeat itself, at least just yet in this set. It has been a tug-of-war back and forth. Elsem and Doggo, then Kyler and Dummy. Elsem and Doggo, then Kyler and Dummy. Now we're in that Game 5 situation. Elsem and Doggo hoping the double Bryn will be the answer they need here on Shipwreck to close this one out and avoid a Grand Finals reset.
Yeah, man. So, see him kind of sliding through right again, and you can see. All right, so there's a lot of action actually kind of developing here on the right side, but now it's moving back over. The red team kind of sandwiched in, but they managed to keep the fight alive as they do actually have the damage lead right until then. That would have been a great, if he did like a reverse recovery there, super nice. Speaking of recoveries though, up at the top you can see, oh my God, they are doing it up already at the beginning of this game. 2 stocks taken in quick fashion, and they're not even that hurt.
Now, you mentioned a lot of action, and that is action spelled A-X-E-I-O-N for their 3 Axe characters in this game so far, and Dummy is putting out the lion's share of work. Already picked up 2 KOs. Elsem and Doggo are already in orange on their second stock. Dummy's not fallen yet. Kyler's not fallen yet. Blue team looking fantastic. Possibly staring down the barrel of a reset as Dummy picks up the D-Light Stare on both members of the red team.
Yeah, man, this is looking so rough for them right now, man. And there it is. They finally are able to get a stock, but look at the amount of damage that is already onto the red team's second stocks, man. They're both in red before they were able to get a stock off of Kyler, Alice, and Dummy. That's going to be a neutral sig to go ahead and take it. And that's going to be a side air also to take it as well. And there, oh my God. Okay, we're getting a reset for sure. They have to play absolutely out of their minds right now on this last stock to stop this reset.
Doggo and Elsem have to do like literally everything right, and Kyler and Dummy have to do literally everything wrong for this game to come back. Kyler and Dummy have to be feeling very, very good, but we still haven't seen them get overconfident. We aren't seeing any real mistakes being made just yet. We're seeing some hits, a lot of actually misses coming out. I think that's everybody playing a little bit carefully now. Doggo and Elsem know that they're super behind. Dummy and Kyler don't want to play too overconfident and reckless.
All right, that's going to be a stock right there. And that is actually, this could be a nice little turnaround. Doggo just barely making it back to that side wall. And that's going to be a side air. Not going to be enough to finish. Great recovery right there from Kyler Alice. Actually going for the gravity cancel neutral sig to start it up.
Oh, Kyler's looking for the KO. You saw the side air come out. It didn't hit. The dodge came out to get through that, and Dummy immediately punished. Weapon toss is going out. 1 went low, 1 went high, and that is going to be 3 stocks to Kyler and Dummy as they move on into the Grand Finals reset, completely controlling that game.
Yeah, man, and if this is the type of momentum they bring into the second one, they're going to completely control this next set, man. That is... They are, well, Dummy has woken up, and that has just made it so much easier for this team as a whole. Like, it has brought the level of this team as a whole, because obviously a team is only as good as their weakest link, and if your weakest link is super strong, then you guys are definitely going to pop off.
Yeah, I mentioned the skill difference earlier when you brought into effect Kyler, Elsem, and Doggo compared to Dummy. That has completely changed now. Dummy has woken up. You're exactly right when you said that. He is definitely at home here among these 4 players.
All right. So as we see what Elsem and Doggo are going to bring to the table on this next one, I'm still on the screen with their last stats, man. So it was definitely a rough game for them. 384 damage and 96 altogether. They're going to swap it up a little bit and bring out the Teros and the Finn, aka the Jala crossover. So we're going to see. We're going to see if this team actually does, you know, change it up for them. Teros coming out usually is scary for whatever the other team, always. But we will see. We will have to see how this one plays out.
Now, Elsem is going to go into the dexterity stance here, and Doggo, just like Dummy's Jala, is going into the defense stance, taking 1 out of dexterity to give himself a little bit more survivability. Kyler still in the defense stance, continuing that survivability grind that he's been on.
Right. So, as we get into it, we are into game 1 of the second set. Kyler Alice and Dummy really woke up after, honestly, after the swap to the Undertaker. Like, that is just, that swap to the Undertaker has been just maybe almost a confidence booster or something for the entire team, because even Dummy is playing better now, and he's not even swapping. He's just out here existing and hitting hits exactly where he needs to be. He's in the right place, right time, not overextending anymore, not getting caught up in 2v1 situations. Like, he's just playing better.
Yeah, this team is definitely not the Kyler show anymore. Dummy is doing so much work here. He's surviving. He's getting the KOs. He is living as long as he can. He is helping out Kyler when he's in a tough spot. They've really come together as a team. Their follow-ups are starting to be really, really good, and they're able to pick them up improvisationally in a moment's notice with good reactions.
Okay. There we go. As we get back into the match, we got a little... Oh, okay, that would have been interesting. I thought he was going to go for a neutral sig, actually, but still, I mean, maybe if he tried to air dodge down, he would have been able to catch that. The down sig from Brawlhalla, though, super quick and also super strong, is going to go ahead and find that KO on to Kyler Alice. Another KO going to be dropped onto Dummy. So, Doggo and Elsem not too far behind. Definitely behind, though, altogether, just off this damage.
But something that Kyler and Dummy have really leveled up on is their consistency throughout the game. So a little bit of a lead, they've all of a sudden now been able to hold on to that longer. You're seeing Doggo take so much damage here. Even though Dummy is taking more damage than Kyler, he's still taking less than Elsem, who's now basically in the red. That down air, oh man, that's going to interrupt the ground pound that Elsem was going into for the edge guard situation. The D-Light side air is going to send Elsem flying. Red team split. Doggo rotates in, hits Kyler away. Now blue team split. D-Light recovery from Doggo. Dodge comes out. Dummy still living.
All right, definitely still living here, and they're going to manage to make that one out or back. You can see, man, the blue team really looking in control of the stage a lot of the times here, and now, yeah, it's going to be an easy edge guard as they get the save, though. Got to give it up for the save as well from Elsem onto Doggo. Man, he was going to be out of there if he wasn't able to get down there in time, but Jala finding the neutral sig, but on Kyler Alice, not the right person that you want to drop the neutral sig on, and now they're both going to lose their stocks. Still, though, good damage here from the blue team to the red team to make it so it is going to be a little easier for them to potentially take this game. They forced the 2v1 quickly.
And Elsem found the axe recovery onto Doggo that sent him over to the right side, where he then went on to the soft platform where Dummy found the neutral signature for the KO. A little bit of a butterfly effect there to lead to this 1v2, Elsem having to fight against Dummy and Kyler Alice at the damage deficit, at the stock deficit. And are they going to be able to clean it up here? The weapon toss goes down, bonks Dummy on the head. Man, I am at a complete loss for words out of everything the blue team is bringing here.
Right. So, just, I don't know, like, look at that Dummy here now. It's the Dummy show now, bro. 6'11". damage, 4 KOs, and I mean, look, Kyler Alice is still doing his part though. 539 and 2 KOs is nice, but like Dummy really, from the moment that we started watching him to now, man, it's I don't know, man, it's like bringing a tears to the eyes. It's like watching a child grow up or something, man. Like, you know what I mean?
You're seeing him go from good to great.
Yeah.
And now you're like sending them off to college to go be an adult in the world as you wipe a tear from your eye, saying, well, it's his chance now.
Yep. The credits are rolling. He's riding off in the sunset. They're really about to ride off into the sunset too if they are able to go ahead and take this here grand finals. Everybody in losers now. Whoever wins this set is going to be the winner. And Kyler Alice and Dummy really just every game looking better and better and better.
Yeah, we're just waiting for that freeze frame where Dummy's fist is in the air and then the white text comes on the screen and it says, Dummy went on to later win the Australia 2v2 Summer Championship 2021.
Yep. It's happening. And we're just waiting for them to, well, actually, I got the store glitch for a second. And, okay. Just waiting for them to pick characters or order their start. They must be talking in the chat as well. See what they got.
Elsem asked, is that 1-0? So maybe a little bit lost in the sauce as well as we are getting deeper in this Grand Finals reset set. Doggo on the Bryn, Elsem on the Taros, hoping these two axes are going to be what they need to deal with Dummy's Chala and Kyler's Undertaker.
All right. So Dummy's Brawlhalla and Kyler's Undertaker, man, looking like the team to beat right now. Doggo going to go back to the Bryn. Elsem going to stay on the Taros. Let us see if this is maybe the combination that we need here, man. The Brawlhalla, I mean, I don't really feel like the Brawlhalla wasn't a non-factor, but, like, yeah, no, I feel like if I want the best chance of winning, it's got to be on the Bryn.
I mean, after what we've seen, picking Brawlhalla up against Dummy, like, you're stepping into really big shoes there. You're going to have to put out some work. You're going to have to survive as well. You're going to have to find those follow-ups, or you're just going to completely play second fiddle to Dummy's Brawlhalla.
For sure. And, I mean, Dummy's Brawlhalla right now definitely playing quite well. A little bit of a skirmish here on the right side, but the only person really getting sent out is Doggo. He is not going to be able to
make
that.
Too.
No. Oh,
he's not going to make that. Is going to fall too. That's 30 seconds and 2 KOs, TK.
Bro, they played that one perfectly too. I mean, like, he was thinking of all the ways that he can slide through that, but that recovery said absolutely not, just covering so much area on that small wall of Shipwreck. I don't know if I would want to take Kyler, Alice, and Dummy to Shipwreck. I feel like Dummy seems like he likes to play off stage first, and then Kyler, Alice with the hammer, you just saw how much space the hammer just covers by recovering right next to the wall.
He's doing that on maps that have a big wall, so you know he's going to do that on maps that have a small wall. Dummy getting over to the edge, going deep in the push-off column. You mentioned it earlier. He loves to go off stage.
Wow.
You're seeing him continue to go in. He is going to fall there, but he gets the stock off of Elsem as well, completely worth, even though he was at the weapon disadvantage.
I got to talk about the recovery, man. I'm pretty sure Kyler Alice put himself in position so that Dummy could hit him and get the chase dodge. That was a super nice recovery. Unfortunately, didn't last for too much longer, but regardless, was able to extend that stock more than it would have been extended. And now we have what looks like another game going to the blue team, getting scooped off the stage, but big damage actually coming in from Kyler Alice on the punish there.
Kyler's just like keeping everybody on the right side. You try to recover back, he's sending you back over there. Another person recovers back, he's sending them back over there.
Yeah, man, he's the bouncer at the front of the club, and you do not have your 21-year-old ID, bro, so you are not allowed to come in. This is looking rough for sure. That is a stock off, and now it is a 2v1 situation, but not going to last for too long. He is out of there. Kyler, Alice, and Dummy looking better and better every game.
This is brutal. I don't know what Doggo and Elsem can do here to shut this down.
Yeah, man, this is, I mean, it's just the momentum, the locomotive is not stopping, man. It's just going faster and faster, and nothing is getting in front of that to go ahead and stop it.
We're seeing some deliberation here on what characters they want to choose going into this next one. Nothing has been hovered yet. You're seeing Doggo rocking the Ulgrim, and keep in mind he does have the title on 2v2 Spring Champion 2021. He might not be able to grab that one for the Summer Championship if Dummy and Kyler keep their way moving on this with all the momentum behind them. Elsem also changing over to the Orion.
All right, so this is, I mean, this is like kind of like throwing darts at the board, man, just hoping for the best. Because I mean, these are very low level characters for this, level 17 and level 32. Now, I mean, to be honest though, like even I feel like the level's not mattering too much though, because if you're looking at Kyler Alice, he's only on a level 27 Undertaker, and he is making that thing look like he's played that since Thor came out. You know, so whew.
So one thing that is interesting to note here, we'll see what Elsem and Doggo do with it, and we'll see how Kyler and Dummy play against it, is the double lance coming out from Orion and Ulgrim. We see them now backing off of these characters. It looks like they need 1 minute. This deep in the bracket, hoping they can grasp at anything to interrupt this momentum from Kyler and Dummy.
Yeah, I mean, what are you even talking about in comms right now, man? Like, just, dude, we're getting destroyed. Like, that's that's all I can really say. Dude,
I don't know what 1 more minute's gonna do.
Oh man, so I mean, I'm hoping that they come up with something, because yeah, it has not been looking great in this set so far. I mean, they had a pretty good first set, but as the momentum kept shifting and shifting, the momentum has never shifted back. You know, they are filling up that momentum meter, and it is about to be maxed. So, whew.
Elsem and Doggo winning both seasonal championships this year so far, both winter and spring. A victory here, winning this set, would give them almost that coveted title of the calendar champion, winning all 4 seasonals in a year. Still going through a lot of characters. Doggo is now locked in the Bryn, still waiting on Elsem to bring this one in. Defense stance coming out from Doggo's Bryn.
Okay. Want to try to live just a little longer here. I'm not really sure. I'm hoping that's going to help, but like, yeah, just as of right now, man, it has definitely been a rough outing for them. And I mean, they are getting hit a lot, so I can see why the defense stance could potentially help. But we'll have to wait and see, man. We will definitely have to wait and see.
Much more comfortable levels coming in from both these legends. Elsem's Bryn is level 64, Doggo's is level 58. That makes me feel much better than the level 17 Olgrim that we saw earlier that Doggo was almost going to play with.
Okay. So yeah, Bryn back at it like a sitcom, but it's going to be I mean, I'm hoping this is what they can do to at least start to curb this bleeding, man. I mean, because that's a gash, man. They need that cauterized. They can't just like stitch that up, man. This is rough.
Yeah, they need a tourniquet ASAP. They need to pour whatever that powder is in there that clots the blood, because they're super behind. Everything is on the side of Dummy and Kyler. Hopefully. Oh, we're going to a vastly different map than what we've seen earlier as well. We're going to Enigma with 3 soft platforms.
Yeah, man, this is not something that we see too often in Brawlhalla. I feel like one thing that I've definitely noticed that soft platforms or the normal setup that is like loved in Smash, the tri-platform setup, is not loved here. Like that is not what people want. But it is, different strokes for different blokes, different games too. So let us see how this one plays out. Now they did go back to a team that we haven't seen them play throughout, but I mean this team of Undertaker and Jala has just been so dominant.
Kyler over on the edge. Neutral signature comes out from Dummy, sending Elsem flying. Both members are in the red. He finds the recovery as well. The neutral light, the weapon toss, not enough to clean up Doggo yet. Kyler was going down for the classic hammer recovery that he's found so many KOs with before, but the neutral air from basically center of the stage taken off the top.
Uh-oh. Okay. Down aired. But it's going to pull him back up, though. There's still going to be some decent damage. And they have a developing lead here for sure, but not one that can't be sapped away. Although I just don't really see it because, again, okay, managed to find that, though. That was actually super sneaky, too, man. He managed to turn that around and just get just enough past him to make sure he can get that side air to the other side. Okay.
Kyler and Elsem were going unarmed on the left side. No stocks came of it, but a little bit of damage was traded back and forth. Elsem and Doggo definitely behind here in terms of stocks and damage. Dummy's going to find that KO. Doggo was playing low. Dummy gave him a weapon toss, gave him the big boot, sent him down below. Doggo is going to find a response there.
Jesus.
4 stocks to 3, now 4 stocks to 2. This is looking like, yet again, Kyler and Dummy's game to lose.
This is looking very grim for sure, man. And I mean, I just don't even... Like, I can't even tell you what really changed outside of just confidence, bro. Like, it just looked like the confidence of the blue team has been going higher and higher, and it is showing in their play. And they're just making better decisions altogether. Now, the red team, they're not out of it just yet. However, that would have been a terrible decision. He made him chase him too far down, and he ends up losing that stock. So this could be an opening. This actually could be an opening.
Elsem and Doggo weren't able to find the KO onto Kyler there. The neutral light came out, I believe, from Elsem, but a weapon toss came out from Doggo, so they weren't able to find the KO onto Kyler. That would have put them in a good spot to come back in this game. Still definitely behind. Both of them are in the red, and Dummy gets the KO off the top, picking up the recovery very high on the left side, juggling with the neutral air.
Ooh.
Doggo does find the stock onto Kyler. Dummy is in a good spot. He went for the D-Light Dare into the neutral air instead of the D-Light Dare recovery. Didn't matter in the end. Kyler, Alice, and Dummy are your summer champions in the 2v2 for Australia.
And a very, very strong game from Dummy. Again, 694 damage in 4 KOs. I mean, and the damage that Kyler Alice did is actually comparable to the damage that Doggo and Elsem did. So he was really the MVP of this grand finals, man. He really turned it on. And I mean, I got to give it, that's big clap it ups for Dummy for this one, man.
Huge respect to Dummy. His PR is definitely going up after this, showing that he can play along with the big dogs. Now, like I said earlier, I don't know if this is going to be the permanent team going forward for Kyler Alice or whether he's going to go back to right later on. But, I mean, if it's not, you should definitely think about making Dummy the permanent teammate. There is the bracket in front of you right there. Man, after winners finals, the 3-1 that Elsem and Doggo took over Kyler Alice and Dummy, that trip to the losers bracket was exactly what they needed. Came back up, Elsem and Doggo were just completely at a loss for how to deal with Kyler Alice and Dummy.
Yeah, man, and they were doing, I mean, look at the first grand finals. It was 2-3, so they got the wins in there, but once the wins stopped happening, they really stopped happening. Like, it was just, I think it was 5 games straight that they won.